See, Huey and Riley, they were boys. They were basically like brothers. They hung out all the time. They joke and laugh with each other. They go play video games with each other. And of course, they competed and hooped a lot too. But the only problem was Riley won all the time. And a lot of times it wasn't even close. See, Riley had a bag. He had a smooth jumper, had a tight handle. He was pretty athletic. And he basically seemed like a pro compared to the other eighth graders around him. And most of the time, when Riley and Huey met up to play one-on-one, Riley won about 11-5 pretty much every time. In some games, Huey couldn't even score. But he just kept competing and kept showing up next game no matter what, even though he's getting cooked every time. See, Huey had all the heart and hustle, but he just didn't have the skills. And he was often overlooked by a lot of fans and the coach because he was basically just the hustle guy. And they didn't really care about the hustle guy. But then Huey ended up moving to a new city because his folks got a new job there. So that meant no more one-on-ones, no more trash talk. They don't really talk between FaceTime calls and just online gaming here and there. So Rod stayed home, of course, and he was still hooping usually. Well, sometimes. See, some weeks he going to the gym and he's posting for the gram. He's talking about, oh, I'm locked in. I'm grinding. I'm on my Mamba mentality. And then other weeks, he goes from the gym for a couple of days here and there. And he always had the same thing. Oh, I'm blaming school because I have too much homework, or I'm just tired, man. So much going on in my life. I'll just make it up tomorrow. But tomorrow never came for him. And then 2 years passed. And this is summer going to the 10th grade. Huey moved back to the city, reunited with his boy, Riley. And they haven't seen each other in 2 years. So, of course, the first thing they have to do is run back the ones like the good old days, like they used to do. Only this time, it wasn't close. When they played one-on-one, Huey was cooking Riley. Barbecue chicken out there.
What's that? Barbecue chicken alert. Barbecue chicken alert. You got to.
Because Huey was a little bit stronger. He got sharper. He got more polish. The gap had flipped now, and Huey was the dominant one. At the end of the game, Riley stood there surprised. He was like, man, you must have been going crazy in the gym every single day, level up like this. Huey just laughed at him. He was like, nah, bro, not every day. I just didn't miss 2 days in a row. See, over those 2 years, Huey got a system he put into place and he worked. He didn't rely on his motivation or his feelings, but he built up the habits. He got with a great trainer, and that taught him a system to follow for his training. See, first thing Huey did was he created accountability. His trainer wouldn't let him slack off, and he checked on him to make sure he was on track to what he wanted to do. And he tracked his workouts on the calendar because he made sure he wanted to have a streak going. He'd keep up what he was working with and what he was doing. Then secondly, he planned it into his day. He made sure as best as he could, same time, same place. I had to make a decision on that because I already made a decision earlier when I placed it in my calendar. He built habits around wanting to train and work out now. Training was either going to happen before school or after school. It was just a part of his routine. And if something came up that caused him to miss it, he would reschedule it. So if he couldn't go in the morning like he usually wanted to, he would schedule it to the afternoon. If he couldn't go in the afternoon, he scheduled later in that night. He always wanted to plan into his day, and he make sure that if something came up to miss it, he would reschedule it again. He made sure he planned it out. So he planned to work out, live 3 days a week, be on the court 5 days a week as best he could. The third thing he did was make sure he made it hard for him to skip those days. So he made sure everything was packed and ready to go by the time for him to get to the gym. Kept his shoes by the door, the bag was packed, clothes out and ready. He picked the gym that was going to be convenient for him, not to go all the way out the way. And so he would either pick the gym that was close to the house or the court that was close to his house. That way he could walk or ride his bike and level it up when he got the car, he could drive there. Same thing. There was no excuses for Huey at all. The fourth thing he did was make it very hard to miss his workout. See, he bet his trainer and his best friend 50 push-ups every time he skipped a workout. He wanted to do 50 push-ups, so he skipped as little as possible. But if he didn't get sessions for the week, he put it on himself to do extra sprints that next day. It's a lot of waiting on him to make sure he had consequences for missing any time or any of his workouts. And you also have a plan B. See, if he was busy and he couldn't make the gym like he really wanted to, he still got like 15, 30 minutes in. He realized that something was better than nothing. He'd rather make some progress and get something in of trying to work here and get better than trying to be perfect and mess up his games. Because he knew that if I can get at least 15 minutes in of something, that's better than me getting nothing, and I'll keep adding on, stacking on to my progress that I made. And he knew that if he missed one day, he could not miss 2 days. His goal was to stack more good days than he would bad days. So 2 days in a row was not allowed for him. Miss a one day, all right, cool, I'm human, whatever. 2 days is not allowed for him. The sixth thing he did was he planned and scheduled his rest day. See, Sunday was his guaranteed off day, or if you really wanted to get something in, it was a very, very light day. Something like taking a walk or just playing other sports for fun. And throughout the week, he was scheduled and planned to have lighter days in there too. So he knew that he couldn't, well, he learned that a burnout and max out day every day was going to kill his consistency. After Riley heard all this, he looked shook. He felt really silly, and he said that, man, I thought I had to kill myself every day and had to shoot till my arms fell off for me to get really working. And he realized that he just kind of based his workouts and planning off of how he felt. And he really based his workouts off of how he felt. So if he felt good, he'd go to the gym. If he felt really good, then he trained hard. And if he didn't feel good, he just took off that day and he slacked off. Obviously, more days he didn't feel like going than he did feel like going. He would just nod at him. He was like, man, at first it was tough, man. I was like that at the same time when it first began. But then I realized that the idea of working was so much harder than actually doing the work. And he said after getting his training, he realized that training was something that he just wove into his life to make it a little bit easier and made it be a part of him. So he just wouldn't skip it because it's a natural part of his routine, his habits now. And so I want you to realize that consistency isn't about talent, isn't about the hype around you. It's making sure that you have a system in place so that you missing and not showing up is going to be hard, and make sure getting the work done is easy for you. Make being great a habit and not just luck for you. So let me ask you a question. What system do you have in place to stay consistent? What part of Huey's system are you missing for your game in your life? Comment below and let me know. If you need to hear this, let me know which step you're going to add to your game and start using this week. Let's lock in. Keep building.